Moving on in our outcast series, I'm now going to do the 7th outcast mission, the 7th in my game. I gotta re-illustrate that I'm not, as you can see from the names of the videos, I'm not assigning any specific numbers to the outcast missions. They're just going to be labeled as outcast missions in the name. I'm not going to label them in any order. I'm not going to give away the idea that you need to do it in this specific order. These are all just being done in whatever order they come across on my screen. So now we're going to do the 7th one. It's called Unchained. And also, as we have seen in prior videos, we now have to do the, we have to kill some Urukai while they investigate our attract position. So, what I'm going to do here, there's so many places you could start, but I like to generally do attracting while I'm hanging somewhere and do a ledge kill. A couple reasons for that are because if you're doing I believe anyway, if you're doing a kill from above, a stealth kill from above that is, I believe, in my opinion, there's a higher chance that someone will see you. So that is why I try to do these kind of, this sort of mechanic while hanging from somewhere. There's generally less a chance someone will see you if you're doing a ledge stealth kill. This guy right here, I'm going to go ahead and attract him over here to my position. And he is now investigating. We're going to go ahead and ledge kill him. And these guys aren't really smart. So it's not really like they are looking up here where someone fell, which is not really smart of them. But here's another one. We're going to get our second. Now there's someone beginning to look up here. As you can see, I stand corrected already. If you do a ledge kill, then where the body falls, they will look up for you. They'll look at you, is what I want to say. Now, unless you're doing multiple, you can just do a ledge kill, have the body drop, and then pull up onto the ledge, so they won't be able to see you. But right there, I did 2 in a row, and I was still hanging from the ledge, which made it a little easier for them to try to see me here. Now, another thing, there's multiple ways you can go about this. I mean, I like to try and remain unseen for the most part. Now, what I'm going to do here is, you can always tell by the white outline that you're, I don't know if you can see it on this video, if the quality is good enough, but I'm going to go ahead and attract this guy over to me. Now, as soon as the yellow triangle comes on the screen, this guy's going to see me. That's over near him. So we're going to go ahead and get out of sight here. That's 3 Urukai dead that investigated our attract position. But as soon as the yellow triangle appears, that means that they're beginning to investigate. So as soon as that comes on the screen, that's when you can go ahead and drop down and kill them. And now I'm going to just kind of stay here and get out of their vision. And eventually they'll just kind of go back to whatever they were doing. And I don't know why I'm doing that, but what I'm going to do is jump down onto this rope right here. And what we can do is actually attract this Urukai and he's kind of alone in the back of the pack. So we're going to stealth kill him, and that, you know, this is just there's nothing that's going to go against your game the amount of times you're seen, and this is actually real quick. You know, all it takes is for you to hide for a quick little 15 seconds where they can't see you, and they'll go back about their usual actions. And they will soon turn around and go back to what they were doing. And once they do that, we can then get our last investigate kills. Still a couple guys over here. Well, I say a couple, and there's actually like 7, but it's pretty. It's fairly straightforward here. Go ahead and get back on this rope here. And this guy, you know, just to get our last kill, to kind of hurry this process up, I'm going to go ahead and just kill him in front of everybody else, just like before. Now that's going to be our last investigate kill. And once we get that out of the way, that's when I'm going to be a little more stealthy while getting these slaves freed. And they can still see me, obviously. I'm just going to go ahead and hide right back in here again. Let them all lose their vision of me. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and free the slaves. Now, for anybody watching these videos who have played this game, you might think that this is kind of a sloppy way to play. I personally do not care if they see me. You know, it doesn't. It's not like we have a bonus objective that says "do not be seen." You know, do not raise an alarm, stuff like that. And now, as you can see, these circles are immediately they look like they're in the wall, but there's going to be a cave that we can enter that will take us in there. And generally, since there's more enemies over here, as you can see on the map to my right, this is where we're going to enter, because there's literally like 15 red triangles in here, which means that's generally where you want to be. That's around the entrance to the cave. Now I'm going to go ahead and get these guys out of the way, probably without anybody seeing me as well. And I'm going to go ahead and shoot this. And now we are down to only a couple of enemies in here. So I don't really care about fighting this few amount of enemies. And that guy didn't even see me, which is strange. But I don't really even care about these guys seeing me, about doing open combat. They're not going to, obviously, because that fire actually took down about 5 or 6 enemies that were just standing around in a circle. Kind of stupid if you ask me, but here's our first slave. You know, not anything too terribly difficult at this point. Moving on to our next one.
Don't leave us.
It looks like there's a couple ghouls in here. I'm not worried about them either.
Thank you,
They really don't like fire, but there's no fire around me. So, oh, they can actually get up here. So while they're climbing up, I find this to be a better vantage point to fight them, because you're still waiting for some of them to climb up, and while you're doing so, you can still take on quite a few of them at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and Ray Flash here, and that's X and square. And as you can see, that actually hits a large group of them surrounding you at once. So, without losing, a large amount of health, we can go ahead and tackle them that way. Now, our last slave, it looks like, is back this way. So I'm going to head back this way towards the inside of the cave. There's an enemy here. It's whatever. I mean, the bow is actually quite useful. I know I was hating on it earlier in the game, and I just realized how much I actually use the bow. not so much for captains, but more so just for getting those pesky little 2 or 3 enemies out of your way and just going about the rest of your day, you know. So there's completion of that mission.